What are early symptoms of diabetes? Curious about early symptoms of diabetes or concerned about your health? You could have diabetes and not know it. Many people diagnosed with diabetes admit that the disease sneaks up on them and they didn't see it coming. Being mindful of the early symptoms of diabetes and other blood sugar symptoms is especially important for people already at an increased risk for diabetes. This list includes people who are overweight, inactive, over the age of 40, and those in a family history of diabetes. 6 early symptoms of diabetes you should know. Number 1, tiredness, fatigue and irritability. Are you feeling tired and worn out on a routine basis, especially after eating? When your cells don't react properly to insulin, the blood sugar stays outside the cell instead of being burned for energy, leaving you feeling tired, run down, and in a grouchy mood. Often not recognized as an early diabetes symptom, this is one of the most obvious signs. Number 2, frequent urination. Lots of bathroom breaks. Are you visiting the bathroom more frequently? Urine production is increased when there is too much sugar, glucose, in the blood. Your bladder fills quickly and keeps you running to the bathroom. Number 3, thirst symptoms. Excessive thirst. If you feel like you can't get enough water and you're drinking more than usual, it could be a sign of diabetes, especially when coupled with frequent urination. Your body is pulling extra water out of your blood to dilute the excess sugar. Thus, you become dehydrated and thirsty. Number 4, vision changes. Blurred vision. Diabetes can cause blurry vision. When high levels of glucose in the blood affect the fluid balance in the lenses of the eyes, it leads to changes in focusing, resulting in blurred vision. Diabetes can also affect the nerves that control eyesight. Number 5, skin problems. Skin changes. Slow healing of cuts, frequent infections, and dry skin are early symptoms of diabetes. These skin conditions include fungal infections, bacterial infections, and itching. High blood sugar feeds the germs and worsens the infection. It also causes dehydration that dries out the skin. Number 6, weight loss. Unexpected weight loss. Weight loss that can't be explained is another consequence of high blood sugar. This weight loss results from dehydration, fat loss, and muscle breakdown. When the body cannot properly utilize blood sugar, it compensates by using fat and breaking down muscle protein for energy. If you experience any of these early symptoms of diabetes or suspect diabetes, make it a point to visit your doctor. Don't delay. Early detection is vital in the proper treatment of diabetes. While it is important to know the early symptoms of diabetes, keep in mind that some people with type 2 don't experience any of these early symptoms of diabetes. Each individual is unique. Diabetes is a serious condition, but with your active participation and the support of your healthcare team, you can live an active and healthy life.
For the latest news and tips to keep you in control of your health, visit our website at early-diabetes-symptoms.com, where we have free access to our website with all the videos in this series, recipe ebooks with thousands of diabetic recipes, and weekly health tips and the latest information on healthy living. Visit early-diabetes-symptoms.com.
Diabetes skin problems and conditions. Itchy and cracked skin. Diabetes skin problems sometimes appear in the form of changes to the skin, the body's largest organ. There are a number of conditions involving skin changes that occur more often in people who are diabetic, says Christopher Sadek, MD, a professor of endocrinology and metabolism at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. Experts on the diabetes skin problems and other early signs of diabetes know that what may seem like common problems, when bundled together, can become a diabetic diagnosis. According to the American Diabetes Association, as many as 1/3 of diabetics will experience a skin disorder caused or affected by their disease. Diabetics often experience itchy skin, particularly in the lower legs, which can be caused by dryness, poor circulation, or yeast infections. The nerve damage caused by the illness may stop diabetics from sweating, which robs their skin of natural moisture. Changing diabetes skin conditions involving bacterial infections are also common for people who are diabetic, and often occur when a bacteria invades a cut, scratch, dry, cracked skin, or other wounds. Hidden early signs can include tiredness symptoms, frequent urination, excessive thirst, blurred vision, or weight loss. 3 other common diabetes skin problems are fungal infections. These include athlete's foot, affecting the skin between the toes, jock itch, red, itchy area on the genitals, as well as inside of the thighs, and ringworm, ring-shaped, itchy, scaly patches or blisters that can appear on the groin, feet, abdomen, chest, and scalp or nails. Itching, blistering, dry, flaky skin, or severe scaling are the common symptoms of fungal infections. High glucose levels in the blood can promote the growth of fungi, and skin is the flourishing site for it. If you have early diabetic skin symptoms, you may be more susceptible to developing bacterial infections of the eyelids, such as styes, infections of the nails, and infections of the hair follicle, such as boils, carbuncles, and folliculitis. Symptoms of bacterial skin infections include swollen, red, painful areas on the skin or around the nails. The most common cause of bacterial skin infections in diabetics is staph infection. Distinctive diabetic signs and symptoms. Acanthosis nigricans is a darkening and thickening of certain areas of the skin, especially in the skin folds. The skin becomes tan or brown and is sometimes slightly raised and described as velvety. Most often it appears on the sides or back of the neck, the armpits, under the breast, and groin. Acanthosis nigricans usually strikes people who are very overweight. Acanthosis nigricans is usually among early signs of diabetes, and this skin condition change is considered to be a marker for the disease. High blood sugar can cause many troubling diabetes skin problems for those with diabetes. Blood sugar control is the bottom line for preventing or reducing diabetic signs, related skin issues. According to the American Diabetes Association, skin symptoms are sometimes one of the early signs of diabetes skin problems.
For the latest news and tips to keep you in control of your health, visit our website at early-diabetes-symptoms.com, where we have free access to our website with all the videos in this series, recipe ebooks with thousands of diabetic recipes, and weekly health tips and the latest information on healthy living. Visit early-diabetes-symptoms.com.
In just 1 decade, the number of people with diabetes has more than doubled. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, by 2050, 1 out of every 3 of us may have diabetes. What's the big deal? Well, the consequences of diabetes are legion. The number 1 cause of adult onset blindness, the number 1 cause of kidney failure, the number 1 cause of surgical amputations. What can we do to prevent it? Well, the onset of type 2 diabetes is gradual, with most individuals progressing through a state of prediabetes, a condition now striking approximately 1 in 3 Americans. But only about 1 in 10 even knows it. Since current methods of treating diabetes remain inadequate, prevention is preferable, but what works better, lifestyle changes or drugs? We didn't know until this landmark study was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. Thousands were randomized to get a good double dose of the leading anti-diabetes drug or diet and exercise. The drug, metformin, is probably the safest diabetes drug there is, does cause diarrhea, and about half of those who take it makes 1 in 4 nauseous. About 1 in 10 suffer from asthenia, from the Greek meaning lack of strength, causing physical weakness and fatigue. But the risk of being killed by the drug is only about 1 in 66,000 every year. And the drug worked. Compared to placebo, in terms of the percentage of people developing diabetes within the 4-year study period, fewer people in the drug group developed diabetes. But diet and exercise alone worked better. The lifestyle intervention reduced diabetes incidence by 58%, compared to only 31% with the drug. The lifestyle intervention was significantly more effective than the drug and had fewer side effects. More than 3/4 of those on the drug reported gastrointestinal symptoms, though there was more muscle soreness reported in the lifestyle group on account they were actually exercising. Other studies subsequently found the same result: non-drug approaches superior to drug-based approaches for diabetes prevention. And the 50% or so drop in risk was not for people that actually improved their diet and lifestyle, but just those instructed to improve their diet and lifestyle, whether or not they actually did it. Check this out. This is one of the most famous diabetes prevention studies. 500 people with prediabetes randomized into a lifestyle intervention or control group. And during the trial, the risk of diabetes was reduced by that same 50 to 60%. But only a fraction of the patients met the modest goals. Even in the lifestyle intervention group, only about 1/4 were able to eat enough fiber, meaning whole plant foods, and cut down on enough saturated fat, which in this country is mostly dairy, dessert, chicken, and pork. But they did better than the control group, and fewer of them developed diabetes because of it. But what if you looked just at the folks that actually made the lifestyle changes, met at least 4 out of 5 of those wimpy goals? They had 0 diabetes. None of them got diabetes, 100% drop in risk. Bottom line, type 2 diabetes can be prevented by changes in lifestyle, even in high-risk prediabetic subjects. The fact, then, that type 2 diabetes, a largely preventable disorder, has reached such epidemic proportion is a public health humiliation. That's about what an interventional study found last year. Put overweight meat eaters on essentially a vegan diet, and they start out at an average of 221 pounds, and lose about 25 pounds a year, ending up at 168 after 2 years at the end of the study. An average of 53 pounds of sustained weight loss. So eating veg can counteract the forces that lead to obesity and diabetes, though only the vegans were really in the optimal range. Inclusion of even tiny amounts of meat, including fish, in the diet, less than a single serving a week, and you lose a lot of that veg protection. So, given the healthy weights of most vegans, it's no surprise that they have just a fraction of the diabetes risk. But the researchers did find something that blew their minds. Even after controlling for weight and exercise, and even how much TV they watched, those eating vegan still had half the diabetes risk. So at the exact same weight, the vegan diet just has something that cuts our risk in half. So even obese vegans are still protected.